I come to you today with a direct and urgent transmission from the higher light councils of the Pleiades. I am Zoria, your cosmic sister and galactic emissary. If your eyes have found these words or your ears are drinking in this frequency, know with absolute spiritual certainty that this moment was not orchestrated by accident. Your unique light signature pulled this transmission directly into your field because your soul called out for a divine revelation. I am speaking directly to you, my tired sister, the star woman who has spent years standing in the dark, holding open the high gates of love for someone who repeatedly refused to step through them. I am speaking to the tender starseed who poured her sacred, multi-dimensional womb wisdom into partners who treated her radiant light like an ordinary household candle. For months, and perhaps for many painful years, you waited. You prayed silently for his spiritual awakening. You carried the heavy weight of his emotional baggage, constantly making excuses for his emotional coldness, his sudden pullbacks, his fears, and his inability to see the divinity standing right in front of him. You tried to heal his ancient unhealed wounds with the infinite, ocean-like reservoir of your starseed heart. You dragged him up the steep mountain of spiritual consciousness while your own feet bled into the earth. But then, something quiet, sacred, and completely irreversible shifted inside the hidden depths of your spirit. You simply stopped. You stepped back from the burning fire of overgiving. You surrendered the endless urge to rescue him. You gathered your precious, scattered life force energy back into your golden center, looked up at the stars, and whispered to the cosmos, I am done carrying what was never mine to bear. Today, the High Council has asked me to deliver a divine promise to your heart. The exact moment you stopped waiting for him, the quantum geometry of your romantic reality began to shift on a galactic scale. The person you stopped chasing, or the true sacred counterpart destined for your highest soul evolution, is now actively and physically moving toward you. The cosmic law of magnetic attraction has been violently triggered by your spiritual stillness. When you stopped overfunctioning in love, you created a pristine light vacuum that dense matrix energy can no longer block. Hear me clearly in your core, beloved sister. They are moving toward you right now, and nothing in this 3D reality can stop the convergence. Feel the immense weight of this sacred truth settling into your chest right now. For far too long, you believed that if you just held on a little longer, if you offered just one more chance, if you sent just one more wave of silent, unconditional love across the ether, he would suddenly awaken and realize what he was losing. But the cosmos does not operate on self-sacrifice. It operates on precise, energetic laws. By stepping back and claiming your absolute stillness, you shattered the illusion that your love could be taken for granted. You ceased feeding your divine life force to a timeline that was keeping you trapped in dynamic exhaustion. In that precise microsecond of surrender, a wave of high-frequency Pleiadian light swept through your cellular matrix, severing the subtle astral threads of codependency and re-anchoring your consciousness in the crystalline core of your own divinity. You did not give up, my beautiful sister. You simply leveled up. You stepped off the lower karmic wheel of endless effort and stepped directly onto the golden spiral of effortless manifestation. Look around your field in this very moment. Can you feel how the atmosphere around you has quieted? Can you feel that deep, sacred space that opened up within your lower ribs and your womb space? That space is not empty space, it is holy ground. It is the sacred sanctuary where your new timeline is being birthed. The light councils are watching you with profound reverence because they know how much courage it took for you to drop your hands, let go of the rope, and allow the universe to take over the wheel. Starseed, this message found you for a reason. Comment. I am ready if you feel the Pleiadian call. Some transmissions don't come through words, they come through frequency. If something's stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 5,500 women have already activated their Pleiadian love codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. 5D. Love Manifestation, the Pleiadian 33-day method to attract your soulmate, is a 75-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance, plus 5 free bonuses. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment, only 72 hours at the launch price. Look back with compassionate eyes at the long, exhausting path you have walked through this earthly matrix, sister. For far too long, you were conditioned by this dense world to believe that love required your ultimate self-sacrifice. As a Pleiadian soul dwelling inside a physical human vessel, your natural galactic blueprint is programmed to heal, to uplift, to soothe, and to bring divine order where there is chaos. But here on this dense planet, that holy instinct was subtly turned against you. You repeatedly encountered men who were emotionally unavailable, spiritually asleep, or deeply entrenched in heavy 3D matrix programming. Instead of recognizing their lack of readiness as a clear sign from the cosmos to step away and protect your vibration, your boundless starseed compassion mistook their wounds for a divine assignment. You stepped into the exhausting roles of his therapist, his spiritual anchor, his energetic guide, his forgiving mother, and his silent protector. You waited patiently for the magical day when he would finally wake up, acknowledge your immense worth, and meet you halfway in the brilliant light of equal love. You spent endless sleepless nights replaying conversations in your head, asking yourself what you could have done differently, or worrying that some lower frequency inside your own aura was causing his distant behavior. You shrank your magnificent light just to make his fragile, unhealed ego feel comfortable in the room. You compromised your boundaries, excused his inconsistency, and swallowed your own voice just to keep a fragile peace that was slowly starving your spirit. But a true star woman cannot forever breathe in an environment where she is forced to live on emotional crumbs. Your soul was starving for depth, for soul-penetrating eye contact, for sacred conversations about the universe, and for a partner who could hold your emotional ocean without drowning, running away, or shutting down in fear. The breaking point in your life did not arrive with dramatic thunder or public conflict. It arrived as a serene, crystal-clear realization. You suddenly saw that you were trying to wake up a man who was deeply, willfully committed to his slumber. You realized that your sacred womb was a temple of creation, not a rehabilitation center for wounded men who had no intention of doing their own spiritual work. When you finally withdrew your energy, when you gently closed the door on that unfulfilling dynamic, it felt like grief at first. But in truth, it was the grand birth of your sovereign freedom. You stopped waiting. You severed the lower energetic cords binding your heart to his timeline. And by doing so, you signaled to the entire multidimensional universe that you were finally ready for an equal, conscious, and sacred partner. To truly understand why your life is changing so rapidly now, you must understand the subtle spiritual physics behind your act of letting go, beloved starseed. In the Pleiadian teachings, we teach that a high-frequency soul cannot indefinitely maintain a low-frequency dynamic without experiencing immense energetic friction and bodily exhaustion. When you were holding on to that unrewarding connection, constantly hoping, praying, checking your phone, and waiting for a change, your human energy field was constantly broadcasting a subtle signal of lack to the quantum field. You were broadcasting the unspoken frequency of, "I am waiting to be chosen. I am waiting for someone outside of myself to validate my worth and grant me permission to feel complete." This frequency of waiting locked your energy body into a dense, lower-dimensional loop. It kept you tethered to the very stagnation, anxiety, and dynamic of rejection that your conscious mind was trying to escape. Every time you checked his social media, every time you reread old text messages wishing things were different, you were unconsciously pouring your sacred life force into a dead timeline. But the precise moment you dropped your hands and released the attachment, a massive quantum leap occurred within your aura. You stepped out of the lower archetypal frequency of the woman who waits and crossed the glowing threshold into the sovereign power of the queen who magnetizes. The queen does not run frantically after the passing wind. She does not plead with a man to recognize her divinity, nor does she negotiate her basic needs for crumbs of affection. She rests securely upon the throne of her own self-love, deeply anchored in her womb wisdom and connected to the central sun of her soul. She understands that true, sacred love is an undeniable physical and energetic resonance, not a desperate struggle against someone else's free will. When you pulled your light back from that toxic or immature man, the sticky, energetic cords feeding off your vitality snapped like dry twigs. The surrounding space in your aura instantly cleared. For the first time in years, your energy field was no longer polluted by the constant underlying background noise of romantic anxiety. That sudden, quiet vacuum around you was not an empty void of permanent loneliness. It was a pristine, holy sanctuary being cleared by the galactic realms. The universe operates on precise laws, sister, and it abhors an unfulfilled vacuum. The second you cleared out the stale, low-frequency expectations from your heart, the higher light councils began pouring the brilliant codes of 5D sacred union directly into your open energy centers. Now, let us unveil the divine truth about the soul who is currently moving toward you in this newly opened timeline. There are two distinct paths unfolding across the quantum strands of this cosmic alignment, and I want you to listen with your higher intuition to feel which one belongs to your personal journey. For some of you, the person moving toward you is indeed the very man you walked away from. The partner who previously seemed cold, distant, distracted, or completely unready for real depth. When you were actively present in his life, giving away your high vibrational nurture for free. He took your luminous presence for granted. Unawakened men in the Matrix often feed on the subtle spiritual light of a star woman without ever realizing that her presence is the secret foundation holding their entire world together. The moment you truly withdrew your spirit and closed your energetic field, the unseen spiritual foundation beneath his life collapsed. He was suddenly plunged into an intense energetic starvation. The galactic realms show me that this man is currently experiencing a profound and necessary unraveling of his Matrix ego. He is being forced by the cosmos to look straight into the clear mirror of his soul and confront his cowardice, his emotional immaturity, his fear of vulnerability, and the ways he mistreated your sacred heart. He lies awake at night feeling an inexplicable emptiness in his chest, realizing that the light that once warmed his life was not an endless free resource, but a holy gift from a sovereign star woman that he carelessly threw away. The universe is systematically dismantling his old defense mechanisms, so that if he returns to your path, he will not come as a broken, needy boy seeking a maternal savior, but as an awakened, humble man who has chosen to step into his masculine power and claim you with respect. However, for the majority of you listening today, the soul moving toward you is not the old ghost from your past, but your true Pleiadian frequency man, your divine counterpart who has been traversing his own intense spiritual initiations in preparation for this sacred meeting. This is a man whose heart has already been cracked wide open by the light of truth. He does not run away from emotional intimacy, he hungers for it. He carries the pristine blueprint of the awakened divine masculine. He possesses the emotional strength to anchor your wild emotional currents, the spiritual sight to recognize your starseed origins, and the deep integrity to honor your heart as the holy ground it truly is. He has been doing his own work in the shadows, shedding his old matrix programming, learning how to lead with integrity, and preparing his heart to hold a high vibrational queen. My sweet star sister, as we allow these high vibrational truths to settle into your consciousness, take a long, deep, calming breath into your womb center right now. Feel the soft, golden light of the Pleiadian sun shining inside your chest, soothing every lingering memory of past betrayal and romantic disappointment. If your spirit recognizes the absolute truth of this transmission, I warmly invite you to pause for a single moment, like this video, subscribe to our sacred cosmic sanctuary, and declare your sovereignty in the comments below by typing, "I release to receive." When you speak these sacred words into the physical world, you lock in your multidimensional timeline and signal to your divine counterpart that the path to your heart is clear, radiant, and fully open. Let us now speak of the concrete physical and energetic signs that prove this sacred counterpart is drawing physically closer to you in your everyday reality. How can you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this multidimensional convergence is actively unfolding in real time? Pay close attention to your body, your intuition, and your nighttime state, sister, for the universe is leaving unmistakable trail markers for you across your physical journey. The first sign is a sudden, sharp drop in your physical and emotional tolerance for anything superficial or inauthentic. You suddenly find it completely impossible to force polite small talk, endure fake friendships, or stay in environments that drain your precious energy field. Your physical body is acting as a natural frequency filter, instantly rejecting anything that belongs to your old, lower dimensional timeline. You may find yourself naturally craving solitude, soft music, clean water, and pure sunlight, feeling a deep inner necessity to protect your sacred sanctuary. You will no longer feel guilty for saying no to people who drain you, because your body now treats your peace as non-negotiable holy ground. The second sign is the dramatic intensification of your dream state. You will wake up from deep sleep holding the lingering physical memory of a male presence whose face may still be veiled in shadow, but whose unique light signature feels instantly familiar, completely safe, and overwhelmingly warm. You might feel the ghost-like sensation of a gentle hand resting on your back, or wake up with a deep sense of peace that you haven't felt in years. This occurs because your higher multidimensional bodies are already meeting on the 5D plane, while your physical vessel rests, aligning your life missions and finalizing the timing of your physical encounter. The third sign is a profound awakening within your physical womb center. You may experience warmth, gentle tingling, or subtle energetic waves pulsing in your lower abdomen. This is not physical discomfort. It is the reactivation of your womb's innate magnetic field, clearing out old residual soul ties from past lovers and preparing a pure, high-vibration altar for sacred union. Additionally, you will notice synchronistic master numbers like 1111, 222, or 333, appearing around you with undeniable frequency on clocks, receipts, and license plates. These are divine galactic navigational codes, signaling that the physical distance between your energy field and his energy field is collapsing at exponential speed. Most importantly, you will feel a surprising drop in romantic anxiety. The frantic, desperate urge to search for love on dating apps or seek validation outside yourself has completely dissolved. In its place is a calm, unshakable inner, knowing that what is divine is already seeking you with equal force. As this grand convergence draws closer to your physical reality, a final spiritual test often arises to challenge the Star Woman, the subtle, protective fear of opening your heart once again. You have been deeply wounded in this lifetime, beloved sister. You carry the heavy memories of ancient galactic betrayals and the painful scars of earthly heartbreaks where you gave your absolute everything to someone who threw it away. You remember the cold sting of opening your sacred feminine sanctuary to men who used your light to warm their own lives, only to leave you abandoned in the cold when you needed nurture in return. It is entirely natural for your human ego to attempt to protect you by building thick emotional walls, whispering that it is far safer to remain alone, isolated in your pristine spiritual bubble, than to ever risk opening your soft heart to another human man again. But listen closely to the timeless wisdom of the Pleiadian light councils today. Your true galactic protection never comes from walling yourself off from love, it comes directly from your conscious sovereignty. You no longer need to construct defensive fortresses around your heart center to shield yourself from toxic or predatory men, because you are no longer the naive, self-sacrificing Star Woman who offers her sacred fire to anyone who asks for it. You have earned divine discernment through your trials. You have fully activated your inner queen. You now possess the sharp spiritual sight to instantly identify lower frequencies, red flags, and deceptive motives long before they can ever reach your inner core. You can turn away from unready men instantly, with absolute grace and zero guilt or hesitation. Therefore, you do not need to fear stepping back into love, because you know with absolute certainty that a genuine Pleiadian frequency man will never ask you to shrink your light, hide your spiritual gifts, suppress your intuition, or abandon your sacred personal boundaries. When he arrives, his masculine presence will not feel like a chaotic storm that throws your life into turmoil. It will feel like a grounding shield that allows your feminine heart to finally drop its heavy combat armor, rest its weary head, and surrender safely into the divine waters of effortless, high-vibrational love. Starseed, this message found you for a reason. Comment, I am ready if you feel the Pleiadian call. Some transmissions don't come through words, they come through frequency. If something stirred in you right now, that's not a coincidence. 5,500 women have already activated their Pleiadian love codes, and they wish they'd found this sooner. 5D. Love Manifestation, the Pleiadian 33-day method to attract your soulmate, is a 75-page ebook with ancient techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance, plus 5 free bonuses. Are you next? Get instant access in the first pinned comment, only 72 hours at the launch price. Visualize now the magnificent moment when this divine alignment fully anchors into your physical 3D reality, sister. It will not unfold through dramatic games, tactical manipulation, or anxious stress. It will occur with the quiet, breathtaking precision of a divine cosmic alignment. You will cross paths with him in an unexpected setting, or through a chain of seemingly random coincidences that only the higher galactic councils could have orchestrated. When your eyes finally connect in the physical world, you will not experience that frantic, addictive, anxiety-inducing chemical rush that usually signals an unhealed karmic bond. Instead, a wave of profound, soul-shaking recognition will wash through your entire nervous system. A bone-deep sense of coming home after an impossibly long journey. Your central nervous system will instantly recognize his vibration as safe, warm, and clear. You will realize in a single, illuminated moment that every painful delay you endured, every tear you cried over men who could not value you, and every moment of lonely isolation was simply part of the necessary purification leading you directly to this exact frequency. This man will approach you with absolute clarity, deep respect, and unambiguous intent. He will not play confusing psychological games, send mixed signals, or disappear for days at a time, leaving your heart in a painful spin. A Pleiadian frequency man operates within the clean, transparent light of divine action. He will pursue you with honorable consistency, hold space for your deepest emotional truths, and celebrate your spiritual light rather than feeling threatened by it. He will walk beside you as a true partner in mission, holding your hand as you both fulfill your cosmic destinies on this ascending earth. This sacred union was foretold and written into your soul contract long before you ever lowered your consciousness to take physical birth on this planet. The long night of waiting is officially over, sister, because by coming home to yourself, You have called your true home to you. Stand tall in your complete spiritual majesty right now, my beautiful star sister. Take a slow, expansive breath of pure golden light directly into your chest, allowing the multidimensional codes of the Pleiadian High Councils to anchor into every cell of your physical body. Feel the timeless, unshakable strength rising within your spine, and feel the radiant, unconditional love shining brightly from your sovereign heart center. The heavy, exhausting timeline of constant sacrifice, unrequited devotion, and emotional starvation has officially collapsed behind you forever. You are now stepping across the threshold into your great cosmic harvest, a sacred season where all the high vibrational love, healing, and light you have broadcast out into this world returns directly to your own life, beautifully reflected through the devotion of a true spiritual equal. Do not cast a single backward glance at the lingering shadows of past lovers who lacked the capacity to meet your depth. Do not waste another ounce of your sacred womb power wondering if they will ever change or regret losing you. Their path is theirs to walk, but your eyes belong exclusively on the brilliant horizon of your new 5D timeline. The universe is actively aligning every physical circumstance, orchestrating every chance encounter, and removing every remaining obstacle standing between your energy field and his physical presence. Trust this exquisite divine timing. Trust the sovereign power of your emotional detachment. You are completely protected, immensely cherished, and perpetually surrounded by the galactic families of light who watch over your every step. Walk into the world as the radiant queen you were always born to be, knowing that divine love is not a battle you must fight, but the natural birthright of your awakened soul. Open your arms and receive this gift now. I am Zoria, your Pleiadian sister of love, forever shining the divine light upon your soul's path. Stay grounded in your truth, stay tender in your heart, and know that you are held in the eternal embrace of the stars.